10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Comedy Suplex Podcast, your home for all the countdowns all the way to zero, ruining matches, trying to get yourself over at the expense of the wrestling. Comedy Suplex.xyz, last in the alphabet.
I'm trying to ruin this podcast. I'm just kidding.
We're going to talk about WWE Extreme Rules and some hilarious stuff that the fans did and some less than hilarious stuff that they did, but the fans were quite prevalent. I'm your host, Savigity. Alongside me is Mikey G, and by alongside, I mean 2,000 miles away on the West Coast. Mikey G, what's going on?
Man, only for a couple weeks, though. A couple weeks I'm coming out to the old FL to get some live podcasting done, man. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
A couple weeks from now, got some bullshit to take care of out west, and then I'm going to be out there. And hopefully we're going to have some prominent guests as part of the Comedy Suplex podcast. Getting ready for the Wrestling Observer weekend and All In Starcast weekend. Holy shit, we got a lot of stuff coming up.
We got a lot of stuff coming up. Yes, we are all in. We will be at the Wrestling Observer Convention in Las Vegas, August 17th through the 20th. Mikey G and I are wrestling Saturday night, August 18th, against Brian Alvarez and his partner. So don't forget to check out WrestlingObserver.com for all the details up there. Don't forget to check out ComedySuplex.xyz for all of our articles and the rest of all of our podcasts. And if you'd like to be a generous patron, you can go to patreon.com/ComedySuplex. And for just $1.99 a month, you can get extended ad-free editions of our podcasts, plus additional content for patrons only, such as the Scorpio 2 versus Nature Boy John match, which is up there for only patrons to watch.
Oh, my God. I love that match. It's the greatest match in the history. Dave Meltzer rated it 18 stars out of 5. Crazy. Greatest match in the history.
Yeah, I should mail that to Dave and be like, hey, Dave, serious question here. I want you to give this a star rating. I wonder what he'd give it.
We'll confront him in Vegas.
Dave only takes things seriously. Like, he wouldn't be able to do it in, like, a sarcastic sort of like, oh, it was pretty good. I give it 35 stars. Like he would only analyze it properly. And so, that being said, I would say he'd give us, like, 1.25 stars.
I'm going under, Bob. I mean over. God damn it.
Are you taking the over? You're taking over?
I'm taking the over. That was 18 stars, bro. I'm gonna kidnap him. I'm gonna strap him down to a chair, make him watch that thing, and then the only thing I'm gonna let him come out of his mouth is 18 stars.
Sounds good. We'll do that in Las Vegas. But we watched WWE Extreme Rules last night, and we're going to give you the recap here. I enjoyed the show, but I enjoy all the shows. I enjoy, I don't like if it's a WWE production. Like, I enjoy whatever wackiness they come up with, even though lots of it is stupid.
4 hours is too fucking long. I told you I was at the baseball game yesterday. Cubs versus Padres. Cubs pulling out the victory out here in San Diego, but that wasn't near the excitement that I was looking forward to yesterday. WWE Extreme Rules, and I couldn't make it back for the pre-show. I watched the whole fucking pay-per-view, though, even though I tried to zone out a couple times, maybe take a little nap. But I couldn't, man. It was a good pay-per-view. Anybody that bitches about a WWE production, I'm sure there's things you could bitch about. I think there's just a bunch of whiny heinies out there, though.
There's absolutely whiny heinies out there, and people are willing to get offended at anything, or they're just being contrarians and just want to take the I don't like it side regardless, so that they can have something to talk about. Because it's easy to say, oh, I liked it, it was good. It's a little bit more challenging to come up with a reason to not like something. But, people do that all over life.
I didn't think that anybody's reasoning for it being bad was bad. I mean, like, what? I don't know. The Asuka fucking shark cage match was pretty bad. There were a couple bad matches on there. But, like, the Lashley and Reigns match, that wasn't bad.
This show had 12 matches on it.
Jesus Christ.
In a
That's
4-hour time slot.
Well, you didn't even include the 2 that were on the pre-show then, huh?
That's what I'm saying, though. And so they really had 12 matches for a 5-hour slot. So if you do the math real quick, that's just over 2 matches an hour.
No, 14 matches for 5 hours.
No, I'm counting they had 12 matches total, and it expanded over 5 hours.
Are you sure?
12 matches. I'm positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 matches total. They couldn't get them in under 4 hours. Regardless, WWE, like, you don't need to drag your shit out till 11 o'clock every single time. It's all right to go 2.5 hours. Like, people aren't coming to your shows going, God damn it, I only sat here for 5.5 hours. Come on. That's plenty.
I need more.
It's the reason people show up in the third quarter of NFL games. It's just too fucking much to take in. So if you want a hot crowd, shorten your shit. But they're never going to do that. They only want to do more. Anyway, they actually brought up on the pre-show that Hulk Hogan was there in the. He said they went to a backstage interview with Charlie Caruso, and she said the Hulkster is backstage and he's already mingling with the roster, and that inspired me to write my fake Hulk Hogan news story.
Oh my God, one of your best stories ever. You can check that out on ComedySuplex.xyz. Top 5 stories ever.
The gist of it was basically that Hulk Hogan showed up and immediately offended everybody. Finn Balor versus my man Baron the Constable Corbin. Balor won with a roll-up. This was an average match, nothing really to get excited about. I was disappointed that my man BC didn't get the job done, but Balor got the win with the small package and the pin. After this, the Bludgeon Brothers were shown destroying Team Hell No backstage, and they did a thing where Rowan hit Kane in the knee with his big fake mallet. They pinned his leg behind a door, and then Rowan hit the door with the mallet. Hey, Rowan, it would be far more effective to just directly strike the guy's knee with your huge mallet.
Right, makes no sense. I thought it was pretty funny that Baron Corbin left his other. He went straight from his one job to his match. He was working as a bouncer at a douchey nightclub. What the fuck is Baron Corbin doing wearing that shit in a wrestling match? Makes no sense.
He's a constable.
What the fuck is a constable? What does that mean?
He's a British police officer.
Okay,
that's what a constable is.
From Kansas City, Missouri. What the fuck is going on here? Are they?
I love it. It's just WWE wackiness. They're like we're gonna change Corbin from the lone wolf into something else. He's gonna be an authority figure.
Let's shave off the 16 hairs that he got left on his head, and dress him up like he's the concierge at a fucking hotel. What the fuck is he doing?
Here's what WWE loves. They love puns. They love combining team names into one, and they love alliteration. So Constable Corbin got the nod here. That's why they renamed him, because C and C. That's the only reason I can come up with.
Dude, it sounds about right. It sounds about the mentality of these idiots.
The next match was Carmella versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title, with Jimmy Ellsworth in a shark cage suspended above the ring. And this was all about the shark cage. They went right to the spot that I called last week, where James Ellsworth dropped the chain from the shark cage. Yeah, they didn't even do anything. They literally, Carmella just started screaming for him to drop the chain. He dropped the chain. Asuka grabbed it. The referee took it away. Blah blah blah. The referee got distracted. Jim dropped a thing of hairspray. He dropped some hairspray that played into their last SmackDown match. Anyway,
hairspray. Are they stealing that from Brandy Rhodes?
They took the hairspray away as well. This caused this gave Jimmy some time to escape the cage, and so he undid the cage. But then, as he was climbing out, his foot got caught, and he ended up dangling upside down from the shark cage attached to his warm-up pants. It was quite ridiculous, but it was clearly a planned thing they did. You could see and when Ellsworth was upside down, you could see the brace, the body brace that was using to hang him, like you could see it around his waist. The end came. A bunch of fellows came out to help lower the cage and free Jimmy. But
to tell you the truth, up until that point, I didn't know if that was a work or if that was a shoot that he had fell, because those guys that came in to help him did not look like local wrestlers. Does that make sense?
But I'm pretty sure they were.
Yeah, no. Eventually, I knew that they were, right. But up until that point, up until like Asuka started kicking them, I didn't know if they were plants or shoot.
No, they were definitely plants. And this allowed Carmella to come in, surprise Asuka, shoved her from behind. Her head hit the shark cage, knocked her out. It gave Carmella the chance to get the pin, and Carmella retains. Money Mella must continue, and Asuka, her losing ways continue as well.
I don't know if you saw the tweet I put out during this match, but every time I see Carmella wrestle, I can't help to think about the recreation of her entrance song that we made and wrote for our dog who used to pee in the house every once in a while. Did you see that tweet?
Oh yeah, I saw that tweet. That was great.
Yeah,
I knew what it was because you told me the story. Sing the song.
PISSMACHINE. Piss machine, pissing on everything. Here and there, peeing everywhere.
I'm glad that you had such a lighthearted attitude about a dog urinating in your house.
Yeah, because it was hilarious. Because every once in a while when it would pee, I would fucking bust out that song.
The next match was your favorite match on the show, and mine as well. Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. title. This one lasted 4 seconds.
Yeah, let's not talk about the possible reasoning why that lasted 4 or 5 seconds. We'll get to that in our segment later in the cart. But yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura winning his first gold on the main roster in WWE by doing it quickly. Good for him.
Yeah, basically low blow, then a running knee to the head, and that was it. And Jeff Hardy laid down for the 1-2-3. Nakamura has a new edge to him, and he is the U.S. champion.
Do you think that Jeff Hardy showed up all fucked up or something? That why they did that?
I do not think that's why.
No,
I think yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I hope so.
You know that pay-per-view from whatever, like 6, 7, 8 years ago?
Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, it was a TNA one where he showed up all fucked up and against Sting, and Bischoff came out to the ring and was like, hey, Stinger splash, Scorpion Death Drop, you're out of there.
Yeah. Like he was going to understand him.
Right. That was that, too. I can barely stand up.
Yeah.
And you're telling him you're calling spots for him. What makes you like that? Was he all pilled up or was he drunk? Or,
from the stories that I've heard about that, I don't know because evidently he was fine, and then he was just like falling all over the place. I don't know. Heroin? I don't know.
No,
I've never done heroin. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like he must have been drunk, or just like it must have been like a couple of days worth of getting fucked up, and he just got super tired because he hadn't been sleeping. Maybe.
No. They said he was fine up until like an hour or two before the pay-per-view, and then he disappeared, and nobody could find him.
Oh, huh. Maybe he took a bunch of muscle relaxers.
Yeah, that definitely could have been what's up. A handful of pills. I don't know, though. I don't want to sit here and speculate. It was a unfortunate event, and I'm glad he cleaned himself up.
Yeah, sure. All right. Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman in a cage match. Now, this match had, it was designed to keep Kevin Owens from running away, even though one of the goals of the cage match in WWE is to escape the cage. There's so many things I can gripe about a cage match. One, why does the referee even bother to open the door? Why have a door if they're just gonna open the door? Why have a cage if they're just gonna open the door? It doesn't make any sense. There should not be a freaking door in the cage. They only do that so they can do the head slam into the cage spot, which always looks so fake. Anyway,
it's because there's two ways to get out of the cage.
It's
Get
dumb.
out, you jump out. Well, you need that extra fucking added element of suspense. One guy's climbing, the other guy's going out the door. Or, like a
Yeah,
guy's
I
going
know.
out. Yeah, it's great. I disagree with you. I think the cage match, for all that it is, I'm not sitting here saying this because Fist Combat has a huge cage match show coming up this Thursday, in which I'll be defending my Get Fisted title against the equal opportunity ass kicker Ruby Reyes. Yeah, that's right. I'm wrestling a chick in a cage. Yeah, I'm not saying it because of that, but I do love cage matches. I love the drama of the cage match, as long as it doesn't go too long, and as long as doesn't have too many major spots. I love the drama of a cage match. We have 2 cage matches on this show. One for my Get Fisted title, one for the Fist Combat Championship this Thursday in San Diego. Not like, people are going to come to that show just because they listen to this podcast, but see the videos on our YouTube page at Fist Combat TV. I love the cage match, Viggity.
I love a cage match too, but I don't like the door. Like, you can, all right, let them in, then lock the door. That's dumb that they have a guy standing there opening the door. It's like, then you don't have a cage. Then why do you have a cage if you can just walk out whenever you want? Like, you should have to climb out. Like, that's why there's a cage. The reason there's a cage is to either prevent people from coming in or prevent people from escaping. That's why you have a cage. And if you're just going to have a referee stand there and go twiddle his thumbs and then just slide the barrel bolts open and just say, hey, come on out, then you're not having a cage match. You're having a door match.
Who cares?
Oh, wait, we haven't got to the crash pad yet. I didn't see the crash pad. Hey, we'll skip the door. All right, the door's stupid. Everyone should agree with me.
Door's great.
Anyway, Kevin Owens technically won this match.
All my spots now on the cage on Thursday are going to be door spots now. We ain't even going to try to climb.
The door's fine. You just can't have a referee there.
No.
That's all.
No, we're going to have the fucking ref there.
I'm not watching it. That's all. I'm telling you that. I'm not watching it. It's garbage. It's garbage cage match.
It's garbage.
All right. So Kevin Owens technically won this match because Braun Strowman fucking choke slammed him from the top of the cage through the announcer's table in an insane, completely unnecessary death spot that it was just unbelievable bump that the thing that was unbelievable about it was that 45 seconds later, just done. This spot was Mick Foley-esque. He comes off the top of the cage through the announcer's table and splats. It was insane. And literally 45 seconds to a minute later, it's just forgotten about. Mike, you said something that may have caused the apathy towards the huge spot was the revelation of the crash pad. You saw a huge crash pad. I didn't see it. I wasn't paying that close attention.
I hate that I just was giving you shit about being one of those, why you revealing the magic in a magic trick, but you just set me up here and I got to hit this home run. Yeah, it did. And it totally ruined it. I'm all about suspending my disbelief. I know I pretty much know for a fact that big Jeff Hardy bump off the Titantron 15 years ago or whatever had a crash pad there. Shane McMahon, when he jumped off the cage at WrestleMania, the Hell in a Cell WrestleMania 2 years ago, I'm sure there was a crash pad there. But you know what? Both of those instances, I didn't see it. You saw it here. And not only that, they showed several replays where it was as plain as day. And that
really,
and so I can't deal with that. I'm all about suspending my disbelief. But if you're gonna I don't know what's the word for it, just show it.
I guess that does sort of cheapen the bump for sure.
I mean, it's not only cheapen the bump. Mick Foley's one did not have a crash pad there. There's no, you could tell, you could see the fucking table. So seeing that crash pad. It's I don't know. Maybe that's why they weren't going back to it several times, because you could see the crash pad. I don't know. We'll see tonight on Raw, I guess.
Yeah. The thing about Mick Foley's bump is that I don't think anyone except for him and Undertaker knew that was going to happen. You watch Jim Ross and Jerry the King on that. Like, they didn't know that motherfucker was coming off the cell. All of a sudden, they're like, holy shit, we got to get out of here. But clearly this was a planned spot. Everyone knew it. They prepared for it. They probably practiced it, that sort of thing.
Kevin Owens landed perfect.
He landed perfect. There really was, like, a lot of room for error.
Perfect
like, Braun could have thrown him a little bit short, a little bit too far, but he nailed it perfectly. So I'm assuming Kevin Owens is fine. But he won, so I guess this feud must continue.
Right.
After that, we had the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, taking on Daniel Bryan by himself until Kane came out for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And my favorite spot was at the beginning when Eric Rowan took off his tag team belt, only to reveal another belt that was like exactly the same shape and size. Like his gear looks like he's wearing a tag team belt.
It does. It's hilarious.
So yeah, they beat down Bryan. This never makes any sense to me. We're just going to go ahead and shred WWE. I let off this podcast by saying how much I like the WWE wackiness, but we're still going to destroy it. Here comes Daniel Bryan. He's going to fight valiantly two men, and he does. They can't beat him. They can't beat him. They can't beat him. And then finally, his help comes. It's Kane, but Kane doesn't just come to the ring. Kane stops by the audio table and says, "I'm coming out. Hit my music." And then they play his music, and then he limps down to the ring, only to be ineffective, and they lost anyway. Like, if you're going to do the thing where the guy comes out, then they have to win the title, right?
Dog, yeah, absolutely. This is why I knew Hulk Hogan wasn't coming down in place of Kane, even though everything about me wanted that and was praying for that almost. Is that, Hogan was backstage, Daniel Bryan needed a tag partner. But, that's the thing. Like, if the guy comes back down for the save, he needs to valiantly go over. Otherwise, they need to just break this team up now that they're done. We have more on Daniel Bryan on our next segment of the show, too.
Then we have Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley. I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, Lashley won. It surprised a lot of people. I don't know what they're planning to do here, but rumor has it Brock Lesnar's coming back for SummerSlam. So, who's he fighting? Bob or old Roman?
Bob or Rom. Well, yeah, I like this feud. I like these two working together. So, we'll see. It was a good match. It wasn't an insanely good match, but it was a solid match, and I think Bobby Lashley is really good, and those two worked well together, so watch that match. This brought us to what I thought was going to be in the main event slot, but it was not. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's title in an Extreme Rules match. Pure chaos, lots of weapons. Mickie James interfered. Natalya tried to stop her from interfering. Bliss and James were beating on Natalya when Ronda Rousey hopped the rail because she had purchased a front row ticket, and she threw Mickie James around. Crowd went nuts for her. They did a bunch of stuff, and Rousey got involved and beat down everyone. But
no way, Ronda Rousey, who was sitting in the front row, got involved in this match? You've got to be kidding me. Yeah.
Long story short, Alexa Bliss retained. So I think the story was Rousey was in an attempt to help Nia Jax, ended up costing her the match. So I think they're going to keep going with Rousey and Jax in that trio. So we'll see.
Yeah, I thought it was real cute that Alexa Bliss came out with her mom to the ring last night, and then her mom helped her out. Mickie James looking like that hot mom. You dig? She's looking like that hot mom at the playground. Mickie James looked like that chick from the trailer park. They had a kid when she was 13, and that kid was Alexa Bliss. Anyway,
next match was AJ Styles. AJ Styles versus Rusev for the WWE title. Best match of the card for sure. This involved Aiden English taking off the top turnbuckle pad and backfiring. Styles Styles did a springboard 450. Rusev kicked out. Styles gave Inglis a sliding kick to knock him off the floor, and then pinned Rusev clean with a phenomenal forearm. It was not Rusev Day after all.
Well, you know what? Like, I was watching one of these Something Else to Wrestle With podcasts on the WWE Network with Conrad Thompson and Bruce Pritchard. And, you know, like, they were talking about AJ and TNA. And, you know, when they were talking about that, it just made me realize, like, how long guys like Samoa Joe and AJ Styles have been at the fucking top of their game. You know? Like, they've been at the top of their game for damn near 20 years now. You know, AJ Styles getting a shot back at WCW back in like 2000, 2001, and what was that, 18 years ago? You know, Samoa Joe coming out around the same time. Like, these guys have been at the top of their game for over 15 years. That's longer than John Cena's been been in the game. You know, and he's been in and out of the game for like the last 3 years or so. You know,
right?
I don't know. Like, and then seeing him still at the top of his game, I'm just so impressed with AJ Styles.
AJ Styles is the best, man. He's awesome. He's phenomenal. He really is. And he made Rusev look like $1 million here. So good for them. To bring us to our main event, you know, after that Rusev Styles match, I was like, oh my gosh, it's 10 o'clock. Like, wow. Like, maybe they're not going to go at 11. Maybe they're not going to go over. Like, that was it. That was the last match. I'd been watching WWE for 4 hours. I was like, that was plenty. And then I was reminded that we had the Iron Man match coming up. And the Iron Man match really was the story of the entire show. Many are calling it a big disappointment because the crowd did not care. And the reason you don't care about an Iron Man match is because you know the drama's not coming for 29 more minutes because they did 30. And they made the WWE made the crucial mistake of putting the timer up on the Titantron or whatever it's called now, up on the screen for all the fans to see, and all the fans decided that every time they got to 29:10, they were going to do a Royal Rumble-esque countdown and count from 10 to 0, and then and it was pretty fucking funny for a long time. They did it for like the first 9 minutes, and then I guess Kevin Dunn made the call to take it off the board, and the fans just kept doing it on their own. So they put it back up, which just spurned them on even further. The crowd did not care about this match, and what happened was Rollins got up 2-0, which caused McIntyre to lose his mind and come in and beat the shit out of Seth Rollins for a while.
Wait, time out. Why do you think that the crowd didn't care about the match?
Because it was an Iron Man match, and they knew that the drama wasn't going to happen for the next 28 and a half minutes.
Okay, so why does that constitute them not caring about the match? Why does anybody think they didn't care? I saw Seth Rollins made a tweet about this. He was like, I guess he was upset about the countdown thing. Like, why? Quit being a whiny.
I love the countdown thing.
I thought it was hilarious.
As
it was
a wrestler,
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he should have. I mean, I can see how it'd be distracting, and it's kind of annoying if you're out there working, trying to get a reaction, and they're just blowing it off. But that's what they do. And if you respond to that, then you're going to even set them up even more. Like, you got to just ignore it and just keep wrestling and just keep doing your shit and try to get them back that way. But to let it be known that it bothered you, like, that's not good either.
No, they're going to fucking, you know, I remember my mom when I was a kid, she used to say, just ignore the bullies. Because if you react to them, they're just going to keep doing it. And of course I reacted.
Right. That's what they want.
And then they kept doing it.
Exactly. So, McIntyre caused a disqualification after he beat down Seth Rollins, so the referee awarded Seth Rollins another pinfall, so based on a disqualification, I guess. So that made it 3-0. And then the story of the match was, can Dolph Ziggler, the heel, come back? And he did. He came back, he got up 4-3, and then I can't remember what was the last fall that tied it up.
I don't know, some stupid fall. Who cares? Came down to the
Yeah.
end. It was 4-4. Kurt Angle came out and said, "Not today, son. We're doing this more extra." And, of course, what happens? McIntyre runs out. Seth Rollins gets distracted. Zigzag from Ziggler. Bam, 1, 2, 3. We go home.
Yeah. I liked the finish, actually. I liked that Ziggler came back out. And the ref and the announcers were going, "Oh, he was banned from the match." Well, he wasn't banned from the second match.
Right.
Okay, except that it's the same match. It's overtime. Like in the World Cup, when a guy gets a red card in the 85th minute, he's out for the entire rest of the game. He can't come back during overtime.
Hey, this is wrestling, bro.
So it's an entirely new match, is what you're saying.
I don't know. Was it?
But regardless, whether or not he was banned from ringside or not, he cheated. Like, he cheated. That was the impetus.
Cheated. He just got up on the apron, and Seth Rollins came over and hit him.
You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to get up on the apron.
Show me a rule book.
Where in here does it say a donkey can't kick a field goal?
Yeah, show me that shit.
Anyway, that was WWE Extreme Rules. Too long.
Science versus stoner. Viggity, you go with scientist. I'll go with stonerist. Is that cool? Can you do that today?
Stonertist? Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, I'm going with stonertist. Not that I just smoked a whole blunt of wax and double Blue Dream weed while we were doing this podcast. Not like I'm higher than a fucking astronaut's asshole right now.
Well, Mike, it is almost 10:30 in the morning where you are.
That's right. It is true. I still got to go to the gym, and do all my steroids. No, I'm just serious. Here we go. 3 topics: science versus stoner. Hulk Hogan returns to the WWE. Scientist, is this a good or a bad thing?
Man, I think this is a bad move. I really don't think that you need to be going back in time to an era that is long past. If you're going to bring them back and you're going to do like a one-off sort of pop a rating, hey, Hulk Hogan's back, but to put him back into the roster and have him be, doing matches, I think that's absolutely stupid, completely counterproductive to your end game, which is to get new guys over. I don't like it at all. And I hope they just do, some gaga with him, and he's only there once or twice.
Yeah, I don't think they're trying to put him in matches. Hey, 3 years. That's what it takes to get over somebody saying the N-word.
We know what it is now.
Number 2, Shinsuke Nakamura with a quick victory over Jeff Hardy. Did that dog bite him and give him superpowers? Science versus stoner. Go ahead, scientist.
Absolutely, the dog must have been radioactive. If it was a Japanese dog, that was probably Fukushima leaked into the water system, and a bunch of radon got into the dog's food or possibly water. And yeah, he bit Nakamura, gave him some crazy superpowers. That's the scientist angle.
I read the backstory about that dog. Yeah, that dog actually bit Nakamura because Nakamura's brother ate that dog's brother back in Japan. So that dog is actually of Japanese descent, came all the way over to America, got a job with the Bakersfield police just so he could bite Shinsuke Nakamura at this show. But, unfortunately, one of those side effects was that he did get superpowers. So look out for Super Nakamura now in every WWE match coming up.
We'll edit that joke out.
Why?
Because I edited it out the first time.
No, fuck you. You better keep that in. That was awesome. If you edit that out, I will be really mad.
All right.
Finally, science versus stoner. Will Daniel Bryan re-sign with the WWE? Rumor has his contract's up in like September or some shit. Is he going to be at that Super Show? The G1 Supercard in April at the Madison Square Garden. What's up, Biggity? Science versus stoner.
Daniel Bryan's going nowhere. He's staying in WWE. He likes the contract they gave him. He doesn't have to work 200 dates a year. He only has to work some. He doesn't have the Brock Lesnar pull, but he doesn't have the regular road schedule that everybody else does. But according to you, everybody wants to go to ROH and be part of New Japan and all those things. So Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Daniel Bryan is definitely staying in WWE. It's too easy for him. Like, he's at the top of his game. He has to do Team Hell No shit, right? He doesn't have to go out there and kill himself every night. He doesn't have to go out there and have a Young Bucks match every night. He just gets to go out there and do hugs. He's staying.
Without a doubt, this is the last opportunity that he's got to get out and go do his own thing. If he signs for another 3 to 5 years, you would think that's going to be hanging it up for DB. I don't know though. I think he goes. He's got more on the horizon. If anything, he can go out, do what he wants for a couple years, then come back to the WWE fold and coast it in for another 3 to 5 years after that, doing that easy WWE schedule or doing whatever they got him doing, general manager or whatever the fuck. So Daniel Bryan getting out.
Think you're wrong. Think he's staying. He's got a wife. He's got a child. He's got to make that guaranteed money. I think he wants to be on the road more or at home more, so I don't think so. But you're wrong, Mike. That's how we play. Signs versus Stoner. You're always wrong.
That'll do it for another great episode. Make sure you follow my independent wrestling promotion at Fist Combat TV. Brand new episodes of Get Fisted TV. Got a big cage match show coming up. Big shout out to Joltin' Joe's for supporting Fist Combat and Tasty High Creations for getting those Dirty Ron edibles out there.
And if you want to subscribe to our stuff on iTunes, we'd really appreciate that. We'd appreciate a follow on our social media at Comedy Suplex. Follow me at Peace Machine, at The Vigety. Follow Mike at Dirty Ron McD, at Fist Combat TV. And follow our other show at Grappling C. All of our podcasts are up on our website, comedysuplex.xyz. Last in the alphabet, but first in your hearts. And if you'd like to be even more generous, you can go to patreon.com/comedysuplex and sign up and get rewards at $1.99 a month. We only charge a month, so it's not that big of a deal. We thank everyone for listening. And as we end every show with the same 2 words, Mike, lay them on them.
All in.
Banana pancakes.
Starcast.
Who cares?
PISSMACHINE. Piss machine, pissing on everything.
Thank you to Dabble Dab on SoundCloud for providing this week's intro and closing music. That song is called Le Bomb Neutron, and you can find more of his creations on SoundCloud. Search for Dabble Dab. Thank you for listening.